Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gabbing with Gabby. And we're still in the Shades of Spirit series. And today I have LaShawn, the Luminous Mystic, with me today. Hi, LaShawn. Thanks for being on the show.
Hi, thank you so much.
First of all, I love your glasses. I meant to say that before we started. They're super fun. I really like them. I love them.
Can't go anywhere without these eyeballs. Yes, these are very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I love them. LaShawn is part of the Shades of Spirit team. But at this point, hopefully, you've already watched Ashley's video and you've already watched Jamie's video. And LaShawn has many, many bags or many tricks in her bags. She's a hairstylist, a jazzercise instructor, which speaks to my heart because, I'm a fitness instructor too. And we can touch on that a little bit. She's an intuitive medium, a Reiki master, a shaman. She makes energy jewelry, lots of different things that she brings to the Shades of Spirit team. So, LaShawn, let's start with your journey to the energetic healing, kind of the mystic arts. So let's start there.
All right, you ready? Hold on to your seat.
I'm I'm ready.
So here's the thing. I've been gifted ever since I was a kid. My father is a pastor and has been since at the age of 19. But for me, I just kind of shut it down because I was scared, didn't know what was happening. Being in my culture, it's just something that you don't do or talk about. And then on top of that, with the religious side of it, of my father being a pastor, it just all got shut down real quick.
I bet it was like you're doing devil work, right?
That's exactly how it was. Exactly. And so I had to take it on top of me being afraid of the things that I was seeing and hearing. And not knowing exactly what that was, because you have to keep in mind that back then, I'm 47 years old. Back then, there weren't all these radio shows or TV shows that talked about spirit and gifts and things like that. So it was quite different for me back.
Mm,
And so I just literally just shut it down. Is
yeah,
basically what
right.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a theme with Jamie and with Ashley. It seems like everyone was, when they were younger, they knew there was something,
Yeah.
but they were afraid because they didn't know what it was.
Right. Well, I actually
Yeah.
thought I was crazy. I really did
Oh, yeah.
myself. And I went through medical treatment for it, which put me on meds. My mom quickly took me off of that because of the effects that it had on me, which was where I was always this lively kid full of energy, and it brought me all the way to basically a standstill. And so
Oh,
she ended up taking me off of the medication. And it just, after that, it just kind of really shut down. But I know that this is a common problem that a lot of people who, especially younger, faced
hmm,
in my day and age back then. And this is what we were kind of faced with, and not
yeah.
having anyone to guide us for it. We were just considered, crazy or just not well. And that's just the way it was.
Yeah, or possessed or something, right?
Yeah.
Right? Have seen that? Yeah. So, and what age did things start changing for you where you could maybe, or did you find a teacher, or what happened to shift things for you?
Okay, so what happened was, see, I'm born and raised in Indiana. Gary, Indiana is
Mm.
my
Oh my
home.
goodness, you had so many things. Like, sorry, there's just so many things that were not, let's say, welcoming to to the things that you were trying to access.
Yeah, it's like
That's
it's
a
crazy.
nice way of putting it.
Yes, to hear my life story is like insane. It really is. And when I think back on it, on everything, I'm personally still am in awe, even to this day, as to what I've gone through, what I've experienced, and what I am still experiencing today. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been really something. But what ended up happening was I moved from Indiana to California. It's been almost 11 years now. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I was in San Diego and everything was fine. You know, I would do things like go to the cemetery just out of excitement and fun for the field and what I've seen on TV. So that's when it really, for me, started to change a little bit. And then
Mm-hmm.
once I got to, I'm in Marietta, that's when everything changed. So far
Oh.
as dealing with the spirit realm, so far as the personal life with the spirit realm, everything completely changed at that point.
Oh, what happened? Do tell.
Yeah.
I need to know. Inquiring minds.
Okay, so let's start with this. I would go. I was invited to do um, it was like a dinner with the psychic medium. And so that was my first entry into this. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was so intrigued by the things that were being said and what the reading was for me.
Mm-hmm.
It just went crazy after that. My teammate, Jamie, who is
Mm-hmm.
also my mentor, psychic medium Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her, and I don't know if she told you this story, but
No, she hasn't. I don't know. This is
okay,
all good, all new to me. So
this
yes.
is gonna be crazy. Okay, so I
Okay.
met her when she was in a paranormal group, and they were doing raffles for house clearings, and I'm like, I don't need a house clearing, like not at
Right.
all, but you know, maybe a blessing. So I put my name in last second. So I went ahead and did it. I won. I had on this little bitty skirt. I'm jumping up and down, and she says like I won Miss America contest or something. And from there, that's when my relationship with Jamie started. And I asked her to please take me under your wings. These are the things that I was able to tell them, some things that was going on, and what I felt was going on, of which they confirmed for me. So that was my real like aha moment as to,
Yeah.
okay, LaShawn, you're actually okay. You're good. You know,
Yeah. You're
um,
not crazy. You're
I'm
not
not
crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what happened was I started following her and them along, you know, going to everything, basically stalking them. And then then what actually really happened was in 2018, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Mhm.
Okay. So, with that being said, I went through my journey. I was going through my journey with breast cancer. Actually, I was
Mhm.
jazzercising. June 1st, I became a jazzercise instructor. And no, June 1st is when I was diagnosed, and then the 16th is when I got my instructions to be a jazzercise instructor. Anyway,
Okay.
so what happened was, gosh. I I get so emotional when I think about it all. It's insane.
Yeah.
And I am the crier of the group, just FYI. So
Oh, so am I.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm always crying at
yeah.
everything. Yeah, it's
So what
easy. Yeah.
happened was I was going through cancer, and my gifts just started opening. Once again,
Mhm.
I mean, I can embrace it a little bit better than I did before, because now I have more knowledge about it
Mhm.
from listening to them, and the things that they were saying. Anytime I had a question, I just would shoot them a message. They would answer my questions and so forth. But what ended up happening was, through my journey, my gifts started to open
Mhm.
pretty well. And then one day, someone whom I am not close with at all,
Mhm.
um, only have met a couple of times, called me and asked me if I would be willing to have a Reiki session for free.
Like to give you a Reiki session or for you to give them a Reiki session.
For them, for she knew someone who did Reiki, and she wanted to give a Reiki session to someone, and so she
Okay.
thought of me out of all people, which was just like
Right.
mind-boggling to me because like, why? You know,
Yeah, right. We're not close. Why are you calling me? Right. Okay.
exactly.
There's a
And
reason.
there's a reason, and here you go. So what happened was I go in there. I knew nothing about Reiki at this point. I go and she explains to me that she was a psychic medium as well as a Reiki practitioner. She asked me if I had any questions. I didn't because I didn't know what to ask. I didn't know what to look for. So I just told her whatever she picked up, just let me know and we could go from there. Well, what ended
Mhm.
up happening was long story short, and she
Mhm.
was telling me things like, she said that I was an angel here on earth. She said, your body is a shell. She said, people have these cords. And she explained it to me. And she said, you don't have them. And I'm thinking, oh my God, first off, I'm a mom. I'm like, I'm a bad mom because I don't have these cords. They're attached to me. They're attached to my children. But she explained to me as to why. She said she saw these rainbows. She called me supernova. And she said, you know,
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but you travel when you are sleeping and you go from one she says like you go to a city a night and you heal, and then she said then you go to one person and you heal every night. I'm like, okay, get
Were
up.
you like, "I don't think so, lady." I mean, really, were you thinking that at that point? Because you've already knew that you had some gifts in the mystic arts, right? And
Right,
and to the spirit world. But it sounds like I'm not that sold.
that's
Right?
exactly
Like
what it was.
there's only so like I believe you, but this is taking it too far kind of thing, right? Okay.
I honestly didn't even think I believed her, to be honest with you, because of the things that she was saying, and she used words like grace and light, and I'm thinking, no one ever described me like this before, and to be an angel, I'm far from an angel. Come on now.
You're like, "You must not know me."
Exactly. But what happened was when I left there, I really got to thinking because she was able to tell me things about my life in specific time frames of things that nobody knew. Definitely nobody here knew.
Wow.
And so I knew that what she was saying had to have something to it. How much of
Right.
it, I don't know. But
Mhm.
I was talking to my mentor at that point in time, and I shut down for a week completely.
Wow.
I took no phone calls. I ignored my friends and my families because I'm like, what do I do with this information right now? You know,
Mhm.
and so I had met with my mentor. I was like, I really need to meet with you. I have to tell you what happened. I met with her. She told me that they knew that. Now, they didn't know who I went to. They knew nothing about her. And what
Mhm.
happened was, she said that they knew about the angel aspect of it, and that this is what they had come up with or felt about me, but no one had ever said anything to me. And this was
Mhm.
very heavy for me. I felt that it was a huge responsibility that I didn't know what to do with. And
Wow.
so after that, I went and I had a releasing session to release all of my emotions and everything, which
Mhm.
went really well. That was one week. The second, oh, okay, yeah. So then the second week was the Reiki. So that third week, what ended up happening was I was laying in bed and I got this feeling all over me. And I didn't know what it was or how to really explain it. But what happened was, I'll tell you this, it felt like I was being pulled from my body from the inside out through my
Wow.
feet. And
Ooh.
so I was curious, but I shut it down. Then I got curious again, started
Yeah.
back up, and then shut it back down. And I went to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
And And then what happened was the next day I woke up and I saw that my sister had called me. And this is completely abnormal for her to call me at like 10 something at night, or anybody
Yeah.
for that matter. And so I immediately said that she had activity in her home. So I called her and she tells me, my house has been going crazy. The cats were going nuts. blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, what time was this? She said 10 o'clock. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? Because it was around 10 o'clock when I started having my out of body experience that
Right.
I then at that point shared with her. So then
Mm-hmm.
the following day, which would have been a Wednesday, I received a phone call from my sister and my mom on the phone together, which is not abnormal. So I wasn't startled by it or anything. But what my
Right.
sister says is, LaShawn, I have to tell you, I was just having a normal conversation with mom, and she literally just blurted out that she tried to abort you and that you gosh, I get so emotional. She said that she tried to abort you and she was going to take it to her grave. And
Wow.
yeah. And so my mom spoke and she told me that she tried to abort me not once, but twice, two times.
Wow.
And that they really thought that I would come out not mentally sound or missing limbs. Like that's just how bad that they thought that it would be. And the fact
Wait,
that,
why did they think those things?
well, because she tried to abort me. So
Oh, she thought that after that her decision of trying to abort you and it didn't go successful. Okay. Okay, continue. Okay.
exactly. And so I cried, but honestly,
Yeah.
I was in shock, but yet that was the moment for me when I realized that this was the missing piece to the puzzle of my entire existence on this earth. And the
Hmm.
reason why I say that is because from a very young age, I have always felt that I did not belong here. I always felt
Wow.
that my family did not like me or that I was
Oh.
mistreated differently. And I told her, I said, Mom, I want you to know that I'm glad that you told me and that I want you to not have any shame about this or any
Hmm.
guilt about this. I said, because this is what this was what, now you have given me the piece of the puzzle to my entire existence on this earth. And it made me feel as if that all those feelings that I had was true. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I believe that you love me, but you
Hmm.
didn't like me because I wasn't supposed to be here.
Oh,
Right?
that's rough for, I mean, we're mamas, so we know that's rough. That's rough to hear from your kid.
It's
Hmm.
very rough. And we cried. And
Hmm.
I asked her, I said, well, what made you come to this decision to say something? She
Hmm.
said, I was laying in bed on Monday. Now, Monday,
No. I've
yes,
got the chills. I've already got the chills. You don't even have to say it. I've already connected I mean, you do have to say it, but but I've already got the chills.
yes. She said, I was laying in bed and I was thinking, how did I birth an angel into this world? How did this happen? And she's telling me all this stuff. She's telling me the name of the doctor that she went to. She said,
Mhm.
as she was laying there, meaning now, not back then when she was going through this, she said, but I was laying in bed thinking this, and all of a sudden the room got really light, and it was as if I was back at that time when we were going through this. She said, I remember the smell. She told me the doctor's name. She said I was in pain, and it just happened. And so I asked her, I said, well, Ma, I said, because she knew nothing about my experience. She did not know what had happened in my sister's house. And I said, Mom,
Oh.
when did this happen? She said, this was on Monday. And I said, what time? She said, around 10 o'clock.
That was you feeling them trying to pull you out, girl. That I have chills all up and down my arms.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
and that was and that's what I said. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I was experiencing. I was
Yes.
experiencing her going through that motion of trying to make sure that I wasn't here on this earth. And so it was nothing but God that allowed me this uh, opportunity to be here to do
Hmm.
exactly what I'm doing now. And
Yeah, you were meant to be here.
yes, I
Yes.
Right. Oh, Gabby, I have had some deep
Mm,
down, nasty cries over what my life purpose was. How am I going to
right.
make my mark on this earth? Is anyone ever going to remember me or anything that I've done?
Wow,
That's how I
yeah.
felt. And then
Mm-hmm.
that gave me everything that I needed to know for the past, at that
Mm-hmm.
point, 45, 46 years of my life.
Right, right. You're like, I finally understand. And it almost validated and justified all those unsure feelings that you had all your life about, am I crazy? What am I supposed to do? Like I'm there. There's these things that are happening,
Yeah.
and I know I'm feeling pulled. I'm sure you were feeling pulled in that direction too, but
Yes.
because of the environment that you were in, you were being pulled away at the same time. So, I mean, to hear this and to kind of click all the pieces together for you, what an amazing story. Oh my
It
gosh.
Yes, it was amazing. And here's the thing, Gabby. When they talk about the angel aspect, now I know that there's only two angels that walk the face of this earth. This is not what that means. But I had to question it myself. And I explained listen, I just want to put this out there. My
Hmm.
mom is a very loving person and always have been. I
Of
had
course.
I tell people I literally was spoiled. And
Hmm.
I have a razor blade on the edge of my tongue, always have. So I would cut you at the knees with my
Yeah.
tongue, okay?
Yeah, right.
And so, one thing that I used to say to people growing up was, I don't like you or I hate you and I wish you were dead. That was my thing. And I
Yeah.
said, here's the thing. Out of all the times that I have said this, no one ever said to me, you were never supposed to be here to begin with.
Yeah, they never threw that in your
Never
face. Your
said
mom really was going to go to the grave. She was going to go to the grave with that. And I'm thinking as a mom, and that I'm trying to kind of put myself in her shoes, that she was laying here. Your mom is much older than you, right? We're the same age,
Yeah,
right? So your mom's much older. And, but to lay there 47 years later, I mean, has watched you grow, has raised you, but that guilt was still in your mother. It was
yeah,
still lingering in there to the point where she was laying awake at night thinking about it.
yes,
At 47 years later, still feeling guilty, even though there, at all costs, twice, not once, but twice, trying to do this, and it didn't work. And your mom's, I'm assuming your mom is a religious woman too. She must have believed that God or whoever she believes in had a different purpose for you, right? But she still felt guilty to
yeah.
sit
Now
there and,
she
and
feels
to
she feels that way now. But my mom was only what 14 years old when she was pregnant with me. So she was
okay,
a
so but
yeah,
still to still I mean, at 14, okay, think about you at 14. So if I'm 47 and I'm thinking about the things that I did when I'm 14, I don't necessarily feel guilty about them. I think like I was 14 and I made a lot of mistakes.
right.
But she was feeling guilty, and there was something still pulling at her and still tugging at her, and it may have been a connection to you and your puzzle pieces that needed to be, solved, right?
Yeah.
So just crazy how things like that work. It's just incredible. And the other thing is, you're a cancer survivor. So I mean, you have
Yep.
to be here. You have some serious work to do.
Yeah. I know that
Poor
that is
people.
absolutely the truth. And I know that and having cancer, that put me in a whole totally different mind frame. And I actually thought that my gifts were coming in with the cancer, going through the cancer was because I was weak. And I questioned that.
Mm,
Asked, my mentors, like, what is this? Am I weak? Is this why this is happening? And they said, no, it's just the opposite. You are strong. And that is
Hmm.
why. And I just think that with all of with the cancer going on, what my mom explained to me catapulted my gifts to a whole nother space. It punched a hole in the
Hmm.
atmosphere as far as I'm concerned.
Right, right. I have a lot of questions right now. Okay, the first the first question is, when you were younger, what kind of things were you experiencing?
So I would hear, I can
Hmm.
hear things, I can hear being talked to, I can hear my name. I would see things. It had gotten so bad, Gabby, that my mom told me, she said, you used to sleep with your eyes open. She said she remember one specific thing that where I like freaked out. And I after that I just slept with my eyes open.
Wow.
So it was just like, okay. It was like,
Wow.
okay,
And you didn't even know, right? Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's scary. That's scary for a little kid. I mean, you're hearing voices. I mean, that's stuff you see on TV that, oh, that's crazy people. You know what I mean? Right? It's never anything positive, especially you're right, back then. It's not as well known or as accepted as it is nowadays, where
Right,
people are a little more open to any any kind of mysticism or intuitive
right,
connection to spirit, right? It's a
right.
little more
That
accepted.
because doing what I've been doing, I've been blessed to work with children who are seeing things and that or hearing things, experiencing things, and these parents are not shutting them down. They're just like,
Hmm.
let me figure out how to help you or get someone who can. And I love
Hmm.
that. And I wish that I had that then
Hmm.
what these kids have now.
Right, right. Now, was anybody else in your family experiencing these things and shutting them down? I mean, are you the only one in your family, or do you have a grandmother that came out later that they told you about?
So here's the thing. I didn't no, no one has ever come out. That's the thing. But
Okay,
I went to a medium and she told me this is when I first got to San Diego. She
okay,
told me that I was gifted. And I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, okay, whatever, yeah. And she said, your grandmother was gifted, and so is your mom. And so I asked my mom, and here's the thing, my mom would say things to me, and I'm just like, you can't say that to me without giving me facts. I'm a person who needs to have concrete evidence of anything that you're going to speak to me about. I need to know, and I need to know why you say this. And she never could. She's just like, I can't put my finger
right,
on it. But looking back, that was her intuitiveness that was kicking in that she didn't even realize that's what it was.
yeah,
Yeah.
right,
But
yeah.
now, like my sister, she's intuitive. She doesn't want to embrace it, but she
Hmm.
sees spirit and things like that, you know. So
Yeah. And do you see and hear both? Do you see spirit as well? Like, can you see figures and still hear?
yes. Okay. So here's the thing. It's rare that I can actually see them. It's getting better though.
Okay.
I more or less can sense them. And when I first started really diving into it, what it was for me was I can sense them. I know when they're walking into my space. I can feel how tall they are. I can feel how their hair is, how long it is. It's crazy to say that when I well, so I thought when I first saw them, like I can't really see them, but I can definitely tell you about them and how tall they are. I could tell whether it was a male or female. I could
Hmm.
smell now, which is really crazy because it's just like, yeah, okay. So the hair is red. It's because I'm smelling that the hair is red. Um,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
crazy. Yeah, right. You can't explain it. Yeah, you just
how
know. It's a knowing and
to
it's connected. It's connected to that sense. Yeah.
right. But I have it has been coming in very more often where I am able to see them. And
Yes.
I like that aspect of it, but I don't see in color unless I am taking journeys through like the shamanic aspect of it. That is the only time that I'm really able to see in color. But when I am
Hmm.
doing my mediumship work, everything is in black and white.
Hmm. Okay. All right. And you have children, correct?
Yes, I have two children and four grandkids.
Oh my goodness. Do any of them have the gifts?
Yes,
Oh
I
yeah.
believe both of my daughters are gifted. They have asked me to help them, and they started to.
Yay!
I know, right? I'm like, how lucky are you?
But you're breaking the cycle, see? You're
Yes,
breaking the cycle.
yes.
Mhm.
And here's the thing, though, Gabby. Both of my daughters are adults. They both have children, and I answer any questions that they have, no problems. However, for me, to go right in with them, I'm just like, yeah, not right now. You're not ready just yet, but let's keep working on it. You know,
Mhm.
because I do, it is a huge responsibility, not just to ourselves,
Mhm.
but to other people. And I
Mhm.
just want them, as their mom, to use these gifts responsibly
Right. Right. Mhm. And to be safe.
and to be safe.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So it's crazy.
So amazing. Okay, now let's talk about your energy jewelry because this is part of what you do for Shades of Spirit, correct?
Hmm.
So you can show us some of your
My
beautiful
wrist goes
jewelry.
with my jewelry. Yes. So
Yes.
arms. And even though I still have a watch on, I still wear my I have it on. I do. So basically, what I do is a lot of my work are custom made to the client. So when you
Mhm.
go to my pages, you don't see a whole lot of bracelets or I do keychains and everything. You don't see a lot on there because I customize it to the person that is wanting it. And
Mhm.
what I do post is sometimes I'll make two or three of that bracelet, but in different styles. And then those are the ones I will mostly post and sell. But yes, Shades of Spirit does have a line that I work exclusively with them on. And it's I have some here. It's pretty amazing,
Oh, wow.
right? So like this is
Beautiful.
their angel line, and each of these colors represent an archangel. Okay, and so with the when you order your bracelets, you also get a meaning of the stones that are on that
Yes.
particular bracelet as well. So yeah, so all of
Yes.
these are part of the Shades of Spirit line, and then these are just some other ones I've been working on. I have a diffuser line, so like if you're interested in like essential oils or perfumes to put on
Yeah.
it, you can do it with these bracelets without ruining them.
Yeah. Beautiful. And how did you start working with the stones and making jewelry?
So I went to one of the Crystal Grid class with psychic medium Jamie that she was hosting. And it was
Yeah.
the first time I've ever worked with any kind of stones. And I was just like, oh my God, I love how they feel. I can
Yeah.
feel the vibration of these stones. And I'm just like, I love this so much. So I'll put down another stone, I'll pick this one up. And so it really
Yeah.
started from there. And then it was just like, you know what? I'm going to make myself, it started out, let me make a bracelet for myself and see. And
Yes.
that's what I did. And then it just went from there.
Just went from there. So you
Mhm.
guys, you gals, you women are a great group of women and doing all, you're doing things together as a team, which I love, and hosting these parties and if you watched Ashley's interview last week, we talked about how, you can come to people's homes and, offer all the different things that you women you specialize in. And it
Right.
makes me think of, 20 plus years ago we all did this. My friend made jewelry and she made like talismans. I still have one somewhere around here, right? Wands and things that you can put jewels and different stones on.
Yeah,
And we'd have a tarot card reader or a psychic, and we'd have all kinds of different people who specialized in different things,
right,
and we'd host these parties. So I'm happy to see it kind of resurfacing and coming around again, and that people are really into doing this, because it's, first of all, so empowering to be around a bunch of other women who are sitting in their power and knowing who
right.
they are and what their purpose is, and then feeding off of that with
Yep.
other women. I think is just in and of itself is just, it's priceless, right?
It's,
But
you know,
then,
we empower each other,
yes,
and
hmm,
that's amazing to be able
it
to have
is really
that.
amazing.
Yes, and know that
Hmm.
what you're experiencing is okay. We're around like-minded people, and we
Hmm.
support each other, and then we can
Hmm.
build off of that, which is exactly what we've done with the Fierce Four and Shades of Spirit. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I really wanted to do this series, because it's, you are women empowering women, and I definitely wanted to empower you women. And I just think it's so fantastic. And I love, I love meeting you guys, and I love talking to you. What's your gamut of things? Like, what are all the tricks in your bag? Like, if someone called you, what could they get? Like, not get, but like, what are you offering to people? What is your list of amazing things that you do?
Oh, let's go. You ready, Gabby? Let's do this.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm gonna write them down.
So I'm an intuitive medium, meaning that
Hmm.
I can't connect with people's loved ones. I am a shaman, which
Hmm.
means that I can take. We do a whole lot in the shamanic, in the shamanic world,
Hmm.
down to healing, to
Hmm.
retrieving power animals, just everything. So I'm a
Hmm.
shaman. I'm an intuitive medium. I'm a Reiki master. Uh, yeah, right. Of course, I do the jewelry and I do keychains. Um, Here's the thing: in our group, we all have our specialty things, right? I can
Right.
see high and low. I can see I vibe high, but I also can see lower as well.
Yes.
So when you talk to Jamie and Ashley and them, they always say I'm that one that's directly middle that can go here, there, and everywhere. Hence, LaShawn the Luminous Mystic. So the mystic aspect of that means that there is a lot that I can do.
Yes.
I pull cards, tarot cards. I do oracle cards.
Yeah.
I'm a big empath, major empath, where I can actually feel the physical pain of people dead or alive. And that's how a lot of
Wow.
my readings start out. And let me tell you,
Yeah.
that's something interesting.
I bet it is. I
Yeah,
bet it is. Yeah.
that's
That's
pretty much,
amazing.
yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's it
that's
in a nutshell.
well, how can people find your nutshell?
You can find me on Facebook at Luminous Path with Love on Facebook. Also, you can find me at Luminous Path with Love on Etsy. You can
Ooh, on
also,
Etsy, yay.
yes, I have, and my sister runs that, so she works as well. So I try to get as much content as I can up there. But yes, you can find
Okay,
me on Etsy. If you would like to have a reading with me, just go to Luminous Path with Love Facebook, and you can DM me, or you can
yes.
email me at the Luminous Path with Love at gmail.com. And yeah, I think that's all of my outlets. Oh, I also do a YouTube every Friday at around
Okay,
6:30ish, and that's on Shades of Spirit YouTube page. So you would have to go to
okay.
Shades of Spirit YouTube page, and every Friday I am on there giving a different topic. So like this week we're talking about singing bowls.
Oh, I love those. Mm,
They're amazing.
they
Um,
are, yeah. They
so
really can put you kind of on a different plane, right? If you just sit and are in it, you really go into a different place. It's very cool. It's a very
It's
cool
amazing.
experience.
Yes.
And I
So
really feel like I'm being drawn to you women because I'm a yoga teacher and just an all around fitness instructor all around. That's my other half of my life, right? And
please.
this is all new. Yeah, the interviewer is all new, right? But but my real life is yoga instructor, fitness instructor, personal trainer, right? And but I feel like over the years, I've detached from that part of me. So I'm finding it interesting that now it's coming back into my life. And then I'm kind of reliving all these things that I've used to do in the past or was a part of in the past. So I'm really excited to talk with you women and to kind of reconnect with that part. So this is
Yeah.
a very cool experience. So I will put all the ways that people can find you and contact you in the description below. Thank you so much for sharing all your amazing stories. That was
Thank you. I really appreciate the
so,
opportunity. And, my life is an open book. You ask me a question, and I have zero problems with sharing, and especially my experiences with the spirit world, for sure.
yeah. Yeah, I really appreciate your willingness to share. That was just an incredible story. I got chills all up and down my arms. You didn't even have to say. I had made the connection right away. I was like, "Oh, her mom was feeling it the same time."
Yes, yes. That was a blessing, for
It
sure.
really, yeah.
Totally a
Yeah.
blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'll put all the ways that you can reach LaShawn in the description below. Hopefully, we'll have one more interview to do with Shades of Spirit series. So check out all the other videos. You can click on them in the links below, or you can go through my YouTube channel, Gabbing with Gabby, and just kind of click on the Shades of Spirit series and watch all the videos of all the ladies who do incredible things. Thank you again, LaShawn, for being on here.
Thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. See you next time. Bye.